Alright, what is up guys? We are here with another speedrun. Um, and this one is the Noscea one. Because I tried doing this before on the same day of me doing the other one. Select this one, and then 2 characters. Apparently we're doing GH this time. The characters from the last one was me derping the frickin' other run. So this is the other speedrun. As you can tell, this is strictly Noscea. So we're going on to Marauder. What was sad was what killed me was actually something that was outside of what I was used to. And yes, I'm calling this character Aetheryte Speedrun, so players relatively know what I'm doing. But at the same time, that does kind of take that thing. I don't know how other people are going to do these speedruns naming-wise, but regardless, you've seen the last one. This is my other one. And just to make sure this works, yeah, it does. Just making sure that my timer works, because if my timer doesn't work, which also does give me more like, hey, you've run this so many amount of times. Yeah, I kind of botched that because I need to make sure my numpad works, because I need to be able to make sure I do start the timer at the right time. I could tactically go in and fix it. I'm just being lazy. The times you currently see are going to be the times that other people will be getting. Because I've already zipped up all of the timers and I don't know how they universally get updated. But either way, it doesn't matter. We are going to start a speedrun for the Noscea Isles. Because you can't, as I said in the other one, you cannot travel between the mainland and the Noscea Isles. 3, 2, 1, go. You cannot start from the Noscea Isles without doing story. What the fuck? Why are the hotbars everywhere? I'm spooked. I've never seen that before. Why are these everywhere? Okay, I'm sure. Well, I've already fucked up the speedrun. Because I don't know what the hotbars are doing. I've been spooked by hotbars. Okay, I've done all the things that need to be done. With that quest, and then we need to accept the next quest. I have no idea why my hotbars are like this, to be frankly honest. I've never seen that before. So, I guess excuse these hotbars for now. For the speedrun, you do actually have to accept this quest. So you could talk to this lift attendant and actually leave the inn. Because otherwise, you cannot leave the inn. That's a required part of a speedrun, talking to that person, and then immediately going over this way. So I don't know why these are the way they are. Regardless, I'm probably going to fix it while on the run, because I could just hit, since I'm mouse and keyboard controls, I could hit R, and I'm fine. Alright, here is our first check, and go. Last and final cutscene to skip. We have now learned return, which is completely useless in the speedrun. Frame rate, don't care about you. We're gonna start sprinting our butts out of here. I'm gonna have to hide these hotbars here in a sec using the HUD layout, but because I'm going over in transition, I'm not concerned about that. Because Noscea is actually a much smaller map in general compared to both South Shroud and Hotbar 4. I have no idea. Why are the hotbars the way they are? Okay. They did set up default. I did just throw them everywhere, so that's kind of my own fault. I think that should be in character config, UI, HUD, as I'm slowly but surely figuring out. Where's the hotbars? Was there a way to easily hide? No, I can't. I'm not changed these in a while. Either way, we're close to our next spot. Could have been using sprint, to be honest. But no. Normally I remove things from my hotbar whenever I do this, but right now I'm busy trying to figure out why my hotbars are the way they are. I've never had that before. And it confuses me. Break my legs. Okay, not doing that because I'm realizing where I'm going. I think that should be everything. I'm derping up my pathing so badly right now. But hey, there we go. Hotbars are not littered everywhere, so we're fine. We're gonna be using sprint on cooldown, and like I said, I've lost a fair amount of time trying to figure out what the frick was going on. Yeah, so our next goal is going to Western. This is the pathing I choose for specific reasons. Okay, now I have this properly cleaned. This is how the hotbar is supposed to look for the speed run. As a side note, now that I've fixed that issue, don't worry about it. We're able to continue with the thing, and I'll be able to do a bit more explanation. So, in Noscea, you could start as a caster, a melee, a magical range DPS, a melee physical DPS, or a tank. For the sake of survivability, we choose the tank. But beyond that, it's not much for survivability. It's more of just in case we get attacked by weaker creatures. By weaker creatures, I mean creatures that are under level 40. We have a good chance of surviving. Then we have a good chance of dying. And yes, that is a thing. Because in a speedrun, you need to go through some areas. These guys aren't terrifying. These guys are pretty safe. The scariest area is after Outer Noscea. Going from Outer Noscea to Upper Noscea. That is the scariest zone because of 3 spellcasters and technically 4 spellcasters, because I did not know of a 4th one until it ended until it ended the run that I had on Monday. On the last time I was running these. Hence why these videos are not going to be posted on the same date, because that was my original plan. That fell through. And then I just got too lazy to run this again because it was a little disheartened. But either way, I'm back. I'm back here with said speedrun and hoping to get, I'm not going to get the best time, but you know, it's fine. It's going to be a little messy because of that beginning. If I didn't decide to fight with that beginning, and remembering that right click can just hide things while you're in the UI, in the HUD layout thing, I probably would have been having a slightly better time, but it's fine. So this speedrun is a little different. It does not require return, because if you look at our pathing, you can see all of our Aetherytes that we're getting to, and yes, it does include Wolf's Den. If it doesn't include Wolf's Den, you're only really saving like a little bit of time, not much. but it is a little bit if we weren't including it. I thought of including it just because you were able to get to it, and it is part of Noscea. I would do the same thing with the gold saucer, but the gold saucer requires a quest to do it. And gives more cutscenes, and I don't think that's I can't remember if you have access to it immediately or not. I think you have to be at a certain level to get to it. Regardless, I haven't actually looked into that. That's for the mainland Aetheryte speedrun. But this is Noscea. Right now we're already heading to Outer Noscea because our pathing makes us into a loop, since the island is actually a really satisfying loop to go run around in circles if you don't include Wolves Den. Which is why we saved Lower Noscea for last because of Wolves Den, since it's the only dead end. So we're about to enter get to Outer Noscea. We can't really get an Aetheryte in Upper Noscea because it's way off over here. We're gonna be going to grab the Outer Noscea and then the Upper Noscea, and then we could go through Eastern. And then this is also the speedrun that makes us kind of broke. Also, I feel like I've confused the player. So we run past the footmen, we don't have to worry about them. There is always one dude that you aggro here. No matter what you do. Or two. The other one just decided to join. You always aggro to one because there's a two kobolds? No, kobolds. That's something else. Two kobolds that are just always sitting there. And there's nothing you can do about it. So you kind of just accept it. Take the aggros. Okay, I thought you were one of the aggressive birds, and I'm like, wait a minute, that's too big. But no, it's just a B rank. B ranks are not scary. Only if you attack them, that's when they're scary. But we're not doing that. We don't have to kill a single mob in the speedruns, because it takes too much time. Because we're only here to get the crystals. Because of a thing. We're gonna get two birds, and then we're gonna immediately drop off this cliff. Somehow I did not aggro the raptor, because apparently it has a conule. Vertical conule. English. So right here, this is where I fricked up the speedrun. Set home point. If you don't set home point, there's a good chance you're gonna lose the entire speedrun. I got a gold time from that, nice. Not by much time, but like only like 0.3. But hey, shaving off the time is fine by me. No, this area that we're heading to right now is the scariest part of a speedrun. Forgot the last. Because that guy right there with the stick is a caster. We're dead. Yep. Like I said, I couldn't get past him, so unfortunately I can never get a clean run. I'll just say that right now. I've only ever once gotten a clean run from getting through this area. Once. Of the not 3. There's actually been 5+ times I've tried doing this. I can never get a clean run because of those casters. And as you can tell, a caster could very easily kill your time. Hence why the Camp Overlook to Camp Bronze Lake timer is gonna suck no matter what you do. Because this guy hasn't moved his goddamn position. And I don't know what to do. Can I get around this way and you not be pissy? The answer is yes. Okay. Warriorman's fine. It's literally just that one enemy type that you have to be worried about. Time that right. Okay, he's looking that way. As long as he doesn't turn, we can get through here without aggroing the casters. Groundsman, that's fine. Okay, that's the scariest part. We lost our time, but you know what? It's fine. It's just that was the unfortunate thing, because these guys are level 34. We're gonna get this guy's aggro. You took your time, sir. You took your frickin' precious time getting that aggro. There is a single enemy to look out for in this next part. And it is the Sophist. Why is it the Sophist? If it was the Infiltrator, that would have been fine. Because the Infiltrator is the melee. The Sophist is a caster. So as long as you go behind them, because they are sight-based, meaning if you run in front of them and they aggro you, you're fine. No, we got it now. We lost so much time from dying, but you know it's fine. A full freaking minute. It's not great. But no. The 3 aggro types I said in the last video, but I'll say it again. There is sight-based, sound-based, and proximity. Proximity, you have to be close enough, it'll aggro you. You can tell if a mob is aggressive by the little symbols next to their name. If it's red, they be angry. If it's a special red, they be very angry, usually. But that also means it's an A rank or S rank. Not all A ranks or S ranks are immediately aggressive, I find. But I don't fully remember just due to some things. Regardless, the special blue symbol is just B rank, and then the regular blue symbols are just your standard non-aggressive enemies. But yeah, so sight-based, as I explained before, is just them in front of you, and then sound-based is if you hit the slash on your numpad on keyboard, I don't know how, or just walk, the enemies do not aggro you. It's a useful information because if you run Palace of the Dead, there are Hektais. They are sound-based. You could walk by every single one of them and completely ignore them. Despite the fact that they're like a globule mass of eyeballs. Yeah. Here's the only weird part of a speedrun once we get this thing. Yeah. At the current time, all the times that you see there are the ideal time you can get. I've only gotten really 1 gold split, so that's nothing, to be frankly honest. This is just not a great speedrun, but this gives people the idea of how the run's supposed to go. So that's all I'm really giving, and as I said any other time, I'd love people to try this and absolutely decimate my times. I want to see people just decimate my times. So this is the only time we use a boat. And this is also the speedrun where we literally kind of go broke. And now we can get to Costa del Sol. And like that, we're already almost at the end of a speedrun. This one's not a very long speedrun in the slightest. I could be having my map open to ensure I have the ideal pathing. But because I started in Costa del Sol. Because I started as an Arcanist in Noscea, I know the maps fairly well. And as I said before, the maps are pretty tiny. And I've done a fair bit of exploration and minor testing. I've done more testing in the ARR mainland. Yes, I did spend a lot of time in the mainland as well, just because I did every single quest in A Realm Reborn. I do know the maps fairly well, but I do keep the map open just in case, because the maps they are the same size relatively, but it does just make sure I have the correct pathing, because some of them I don't know offhand. And now we get to go this way. Testing it would be probably faster to go the other way. Just go out, through, and around, rather than the way I just took, especially when you get stuck on a rock. Because you could just go that way. Technically, you get a straight line instead of going up and around. You just go that way instead. It's a bit more dangerous, but as I showed before, we got hit by a level 34 and only lost half our health, which means even if I did crit, we'd still live because crits are not double damage. Also, that was a gold time. Nice. I'm shaving off seconds. And then there's just random Apkalos over here, because I'm not used to the Apkalos being close to the X. I'm used to them being in just the one spot. Because it's been a very long time since I've actually been in these zones. Most of what I remember is fishing. Because I'm a crazy person. But either way, this is the one that has the longest run because we have to go all the way down to Morby Dry Docks. And take a boat. We take 2 boats in this entire speedrun, which is great. In the other one, we only use a singular return. Just trying to make sure I have the most ideal pathing. Because this is the only one I need to check, just because I need to get the angle of this. And then we go all the way down here, because it's a very long ways off. But, this is, as I said, this is just the other speedrun type. Those are enemy types that you kind of have to look out for. So if you know your stuff, then you don't really need a map. If you trust the AI, the enemy is not wandering into your aggro that are casters that would kill you. You don't even have to set your home point. Not setting my home point was the reason why I failed all 4 other speedruns, as I said before. So I would recommend doing it, just so that, as you saw what happened to me when I got nuked by just the kobold not wanting to turn, you're able to just continue on your way. Yeah, most of the time whenever I go through that area, he turns away. He or she, don't care. They turn away. And that's usually when I can slip through. But when they're just standing at the gate and staring at the path that you're going through, it's not easy to get through there. Hence why testing the hugging walls is kind of your friend. I tried hugging the invisible wall, and it got me killed. Fortunately, as you saw, they cast Endstone first, which is like a little defense buff that they have for themselves. But when they cast Stone, we're just dead. Rock goes to our face, and we go thud. Because, you know, the most powerful of rocks fall, everyone dies. Luna, you're fine. And also now, because we have a delivery van out, the doggo's going into defend mode. Because it's in German Shepherd blood to go do that. Yeah. Now it's like I said, this is not gonna be a clean speedrun, but as long as it gets the idea out there, great. This is not the best time I've gotten before. I've gotten pretty close to like, I think my best was like 23:40 something? Or 30 something. Luna! But either way, 23:40 something. Was the closest I had gotten before. And now, this one's gotten, and we could go get the last one. Oh my goodness, the amount of AFK people there is ridiculous. Another Rathalos! What amounts I've been hoping to get with some friends on my main. We just haven't gone back to go farm it for in a while. Yeah. So it costs you nothing to go to Wolves Den Pier, thankfully. We just run down up here, talk to this person, they're gonna tell us about this, we're gonna kill that, and we're gonna sprint at this Aetheryte crystal. And we can call time here in 3, 2, 1, time. Hey, that killed a whole bunch of time. I somehow got enough splits to make the timing a bit better because of a sprint. Cool. But yeah. And that is the speed run. I know you're not going to hear sound for a second because I'm grabbing a screenshot. And that is the speed run for the Noscea Isles. I know it's super short, but hey, if you guys try it, let me know. I want to see people beat these times, both in the main IRR and this one, and see if they have even better pathing. I want to see this become a thing. Hope you guys have a good one, and I'll see you all next time. Later.